Hey now, it's your girl Shanita Nicole, and this is Let's Chat with Shanita Nicole TV show edition. So, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show Insecure, but Insecure is a wonderful show that Issa Rae actually created, and uh, Issa is actually the main character of the show. I'm not gonna go into a whole synopsis of the show because we're in season 4. So if you haven't seen it yet, then you can go ahead and Google it and research it and just find a lot of different things out about it. But what I'm going to be doing now with Let's Chat is I will be going over TV shows, movies, different things like that. So today we're going to talk about the season premiere of season 4 of Insecure. So that's what we're going to dig deep into. And when we go over this, I'm going to be assuming that you already know about the show, you already know the characters. This isn't anything new to you. So that's going to be my assumption. So let's go ahead and get into it. Once again, I am Shanita Nicole, and welcome to Let's Chat Insecure Edition. So, last night was amazing. So if you missed it, you need to go ahead and watch it because there will be spoiler alerts. Okay, so just so you know, it will be spoiler alerts. So we're gonna go ahead and dive in. I have a little bit of notes that I'm gonna go over. The opening scene of the show was really interesting. The vibes, it had it was like a dark feel. It went into good vibes only. It was like lit up with good vibes only on that. And the opening scene, Issa, I'm sorry, was on her couch, and she was on the phone with someone who we don't know. And she was like, honestly, I don't fuck with Molly anymore. What shut the front door? If you watch the show, Molly is like one of her best friends. So she has a few friends, but Molly is like her best friend out of their group of friends. So that was like, whoa. And then it cut to 4 months before her saying that. But before they did that, if you watch the show, there's actually like shows going on during the show. And there's a new show that's called Looking for Latoya. It's kind of like unsolved mysteries. They have like some celebrities on there. Terry Vaughn, Portia off Housewives, Ray J. No, I think of a few other people that was on there, but it's like funny because while they're doing the show, the characters are watching this show. So it's really cool how they do that, man. Those are some really good writers. So anywho, then Issa and Miley come in and they have their self-care Sunday. So I'm just going to paint the scene for you. If you previously been watching it, you know that Issa doesn't have really good relationships with men. She's going through a lot of different things. Lawrence, who is like her longtime boyfriend of 5 years, they broke up. She's messed with Daniel, had a couple flings, did a few little things. No judgment, sis, but okay. Anywho, so she's focusing on herself. She's trying to get this block party together. She is having these self-care Sundays. So I also peeped that Issa had on a Slauson t-shirt. Rest in peace, Nipsey. We love you so much. I don't know if y'all peeped that though. But so anywho, her focus is on her job. She's like, I don't have no job, I don't have no man. That may sound bad, but everything is all good. Anywho, so that's her vibe. She's focusing on positive vibes. She's not trying to be negative, self-doubt. If you know, it's called insecure, meaning that she has some insecurities that she goes over a lot. So she's trying to focus on the positive. So I'm really happy for her. I hope she can stick to it and stay with it because as we know, life is hard, right? Anywho, so that's kind of what her and Molly's vibe was. And one of the things that did stick with me in the opening scene was that they basically said that they will hold each other accountable. Those was Issa's actually words. She's like, we're going to hold each other accountable. So I want you to hold that thought there because later on that's going to come into play. So anywho, as I stated, Issa is doing this block party. And last season, she had met this wonderful girl named Condola, and she actually is helping partner with her. She has a lot of hookups, connections. She does a lot of events, etc. And she's also a friend of Tiffany, who is another one that, oh, yeah, that's her name on the show. I'm about to call her real name. But yeah, that's her, not Amanda. But Tiffany, that's her on the show. So, she's partnering with her on a lot of different things. So they develop a relationship, and come to find out, I'm just gonna dig right into it. Condola, she's fancy, she has mixers, she's like on a different level, and I believe that Issa's kind of she compares herself to her. Like Issa was buying clothes and then taking them back, and they had scenes in there where, you know, her and Miley are, you know, she's like, oh, I just bring these clothes back. So she feels some type of way about Condola because Condola seems to have it all together, which we all know no one has it all together, but that's how Issa feels in regards to her. She's a little insecure at that. So anywho, so Tiffany, so we're going to cut to the scene where Tiffany comes in and Condola has some red, beautiful roses on her desk. And Issa's there and they're talking and chit-chatting and laughing it up and giving each other all these compliments and blase, split. If you're on Detroit, you know, you used to say that. So anywho, and then Tiffany's like, oh, these must be from a client talking about the roses. Bring it all out. They're from this guy that this new boo, as Issa says, not knowing that it's Lawrence, who is Issa's ex, and they've been together for 5 years. So anywho, Tiffany kind of picked up on that and ended up telling Condola that how did she say it? She was like, Issa's face had dropped when she found out that it was him. So Tiffany was like, they're exes, they dated, they were a couple, they were together, now they're not, you know, now the truth is all out in the open. And she's like, it is fine, and then Issa's like, no, this is, you know, so dope, you dope, he dope, you know, she's trying to play it off because this is a new friend. And I don't know about you, but as an adult, sometimes in life your friend groups change. And oh, let me show you some pictures, my bad, I'm jumping all in. So here's Condola. Right, and here's Tiff, and we all know she was making the weirdest faces, so we all know her, right? So that's Issa. So anywho, we know that as we get older, sometimes our friend groups change, right? Sometimes we're in certain seasons where we're not like connecting with our old friends. It doesn't mean that we don't love them, but sometimes, you know, it's kind of new to spice things up a little bit, you know, get new friendships, new people that may help you in certain different areas. Sometimes your friends are interested in things that you're in, and sometimes it's good to have people that are interested in things that you're in. So this is what Issa and Condola is. This is a fresh new relationship. Condola has a lot of connects. She's into the things that Issa's in. So this is working well. We know Tiffany is married. So Tiffany's married and she's pregnant. So even one time in the last season, they kind of got into it because they didn't do her baby shower. So friendships and relationships evolve and they change. And we already can tell from the beginning that these 4 women, which includes Kelly, she's a hot mess, baby. Do you understand? Hot mess. So it's Kelly, it's Tiffany, it's like I said, Issa, and then it's Miley. That's kind of a shady picture of Miley. I kind of did that on purpose. But anywho, so those are the 4 girls, you know, and they're like besties and they're going through their different changes in their lives, etc. So anywho, you can kind of tell, you can feel the tension already that this is about to be some drama in season 4. And I'm a little sad because I'm all for the girl empowerment, friendships. But sometimes, unfortunately, things do change. And you can see that already. Anywho, I'm trying not to talk too much, but it's just kind of like a recap and a talk about it, and you guys can comment below how you feel. Anywho, a couple things I thought was cool was that Issa's new, right? Her TSA boo. One, I'm not trying to judge nothing, but Issa be having these like buddies, and everybody do whatever they want to do. But I mean, like, how many buddies you go have, sis? You were very willy-nilly with the honey, like, simmer down now. But I did appreciate that he was, you know, a little, what did he call himself? He was a little, he was a full man. That's what we're going to say. He said he called himself. So I appreciated that. I was like, okay, I like that there's diversity. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. Shine on, TSA, brother. Do what you got to do. But anywho, so that's what's going on there. Andrew. Oh, so Andrew is Molly's new boo. And if you know, before, she was having a hard time because of his ethnicity, and she was kind of having a hard time with that. And girl, honey, she done liked him, and then now he told her he dating other women, and she flipped the script. Well, sis, you said y'all was just having fun. That's why it's so important for you to be honest, open and honest. Like, just keep it real. Sometimes I'm too honest, but I don't really care, because you never gonna be able to say, I didn't say this or I didn't say that. It is what it is. And we can be grown adults. Let's discuss this. Let's talk about it. So anywho, that was an issue that came up with Molly and Andrew when he said he was dating other people. And then Molly goes say, you know, so is she. It was funny because she was like, you had dates, you stacking dates on dates on dates or whatever. He like, is that a problem? Oops, sis, come on. You better claim what you want, because somebody else will. Anywho, so when they were going to like the mixer, the fundraiser for the block party, that's when Andrew and Molly had this conversation. And so Molly kind of was in a funky mood off top because of that. So she was acting real funky or whatever. And Kelly was helping volunteer. She was at the bar giving everybody drinks, and had an offer from this older distinguished gentleman named Spencer. But anywho, so Molly kind of had an attitude, a smidget of a little attitude. And I've noticed that when Molly, things are not going well with Molly, she projects that energy on her friends. And that's where it kind of becomes a conflict, because that's the issue. Anywho, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because time is going. I'm talking. So anywho, Condola actually went and told good old Lawrence that, you know, she's dating his ex or whatever, and he was tripping. It was a issue because Condola like, well, should I stop working with her? You know, should I not? And he was like, well, no, you don't want to leave her high and dry. It looks like she needs you. And so he said that, I mean, they had 5 years. And Condola, when she said 5 years, she was like, you know, that's deep. So they still have feelings for each other. I'm sorry. I just know they do. I know they still have feelings for each other, and I know it's going to come out, and it's going to be a mess, because Issa said that she was going to go ahead and still be friends with Condola, and that's where it kind of got, her and Molly kind of got into it. Let me get to my notes where she said exactly what she said. Okay, so Molly was like, because Tiffany told Molly and Kelly what was going on, because they didn't know. Now, Issa had called, but Molly didn't answer. She was busy. So, anywho, so Molly was like, you got to be real with yourself. I was fronting, but I had to stop front. No. I'm sorry. No, that's what Issa said. Issa said, so Molly came to Issa and was like, Andrew said he dating other people. You know, should I trip? And that's so funny, because we always come to other people asking what we should do about our personal relationships. It's like, you know, we can get advice from people, but at the end of the day, it's our lives and our relationship, and we have to make these decisions ourselves. But I know for a fact I used to do that a lot, and I still do it sometimes, but I used to do it a lot. Like, what should I do? This is what happens. Like, you gotta make these big girl decisions yourself. Anywho, Molly came, Sarah asked that, and you know, she was like, should I trip or no? And Issa basically was like, you said you got this, so you got it, or whatever. She had to get back to her mixer and entertain her people. But later on, what had happened was, Molly was kind of mad, like, Issa, you know, you said I got this. And then Issa like, well, you know what, you got to be real with yourself. I was fronting, but I said I had to stop fronting. Meaning Issa at the event was lying to the different people, trying to get money. She was just all over the place. She wasn't real herself. Finally, she was real herself, and she got her 10 sponsors to be 30 sponsors to try to help the block party. So anywho, so Molly in return was like, well, girl, I guess. She's like, you know your life. It's just that she was like, it's just that your life don't have to be this messy, right? So she basically was like, I think you like that shit. I'm just trying to help you be real with yourself and hold you accountable. That's it. Then Issa was like, yeah, you right. Thanks. So basically, long story short, my notes is a little sloppy and I write so neat, but I was rushing trying to write this stuff out. So forgive me. Anywho, basically, Molly like, why are you gonna still be friends with Condola? Like, you must like this mess. Like, you have to like this. But how she said it was real hateration. Like, you supposed to be my girl. You supposed to be my sis. Like, you coming at me all types of wrong. And I believe that if she would have came at her when she wasn't tripping or upset with her issue with Andrew, because they drove together and then he ended up getting the lift back home. And it's like, oh, okay, well. But if she wasn't like funky and in her mess, I think she could have said that to her friend in a better way. Like, you didn't have to come at her like that. I think she should have waited until she was in a better mood to have a conversation if she really wanted to hold Issa accountable. And she could have came at her a different way, because Issa was like, you know, I just had this event. My sponsors went from 10 to 30. I'm feeling good. You saying you gonna stay and help and clean up, and then you hit me with this? Like, then all through the episode, Molly was hitting her with jabs. Like when she was on her way to with Andrew, she was like, this event is a little homegirl-ish, but you know, my girl, she trying. Shade. Like, wow. Then she's like, oh, you let CSA bae come out the house. We let our fuck buddies come out or whatever. Like, whoa, sis. It just was a lot of hateration. And Molly, like, you was really giving me Tony vibes from Girlfriend. Y'all already look alike. But them vibes I was not feeling that. Y'all remember Girlfriends and Tony and Joan had got into it. But anywho, so that's kind of what I was feeling. So that's my little recap. It's a couple things I know I probably missed, but this is getting kind of long. I do want to shout out Homegirl. Y'all know who that is? Y'all gotta know who that is. I'm not even gonna tell y'all who that is, because I was gonna tell y'all who she is. But y'all, if you know who she is, put it in the comments. That's my homegirl. Y'all know who she is. Oh, you love your mama. Anywho, so yeah, that's my recap. Insecure season 4. I'll come back. And we can discuss. Hopefully I'll have somebody and we can discuss live. We can come back and discuss it. But tell me what you think. Alright, guys. See you guys later. This has been Insecure. Let's Chat with Shanita Nicole, the Insecure Edition. Thank you.